This
Yes.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, great. Now, uh, I understand that we know how to write stories. Do you want me to show more examples, or shall we move ahead?
Yeah, you can show some more.
Or
Some just take some topic like that, which is
sorry,
little
sorry,
bit difficult. Some different topic
different topic, meaning.
means different epic. Some like that type of.
Mm,
Mm,
I'm just wondering, which one shall we pick? Anything that you can identify? Hmm.
what is this instruction
About
dosage?
Instructions or dosage would be pretty straightforward, right? For you, it would be more like
about healthcare providers.
about healthcare providers. That would also be straightforward. All you need is text. That
Mhm.
text would be provided by your, either the product manager or the designer, whoever is it. So you need to figure out what the text that has to go there. That's all.
Yeah.
Nothing more for development, right? For
Mhm.
development, it's just making sure the text is visible, right?
What type of
Yeah.
so from all this backlog, what type
Uh-huh.
of epic we need to create a story on that?
I did not get that.
Means we need to create a story for everything, right? For all the epics,
Yeah, we
for
need
all
to
the
create a
backlog.
story for everything, but about
Yeah.
healthcare and all that would be pretty straightforward epic. Pretty straightforward story. Very simple story. But for
That means
everything, you need to create a
can you just
story.
show one
Agree?
example?
Yeah, sure. So, um, do we have that about story here?
You can take that as you said that it's a instruction and dosage is a straight. So how it can be straight? I
Yeah.
just want to
Okay.
know that.
Let's
Yes.
let's take this. Let's take this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, instructions and dosage. What happens here? Now, uh, let's. This is the epic. What epic is this? Order medicines. Okay. As a user, as a patient, I want to I want to see detailed instructions about the medicines prescribed along along with the dosage mentioned so that I can follow the same. Right? So there is a story. Now again, order medicines, right? Okay, this is the story. Now, as a patient, I want to see detailed instructions about medicine prescribed, along with dosage mentioned, so that I can follow the same. Right now, where is this in the order medicines? Right. So, simple thing here. Only need two things. One is a, a detailed text box showcasing or explaining about the prescriptions. Right. For you as a developer, for you as a one who is building a portal, it is a very simple. Of course, for a doctor, it's a different story, right? So what you need, uh, medicines medicines prescribed will be will be populated as text along with dosage. Do you see any other form? I am not able to relate this. It's just a text that they're saying that, okay, look, this you need to take for this purpose, you need to take this medicine, and you need to take morning, afternoon, evening, like that. It will be mentioned. I don't see anything else. Do you see anything more there? Hidden thing which I am not understanding.
I
So
don't
when
think
we
that.
say medicines prescribed, it is understood, right? It is like it includes the name of each and every medicine, or should we mention that?
No, no. The story is about instructions or dosage,
Okay.
irrespective of which medicine, what it is. The
Mm-hmm.
intention is the user gets to see a place where the instructions for using that medicine and dosage would be mentioned. Where is that place, in what page, and in what form it would that be, is that's all we should worry.
Okay.
That's all we should worry. Because what medicine, we are not worried, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay.
for me. I'm not getting this.
You're not getting it. Okay.
Hmm.
So first of all, I don't know if
Yeah.
this can be a separate story at all. Instructions or dosage. Okay. So now let's try to relate this. Uh, oh, Pearl, you have written this story, right?
Yeah.
Meaning,
Yeah.
yeah. So what did you keep in mind when you put this? Let's try to understand that.
Um. So like when we go for a doctor visit,
Mm-hmm.
the prescription is directly sent to the pharmacy, right? And
Yeah.
if any result, that if any blood work you're going, that also like it comes in that portal from where the blood work is being done.
Mm-hmm.
And the medicine also will go like because the medicine all comes under insurance, the details of medicine will all be in our like the site where we register ourselves. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought like in that site, when the medicine is prescribed, when it goes to the pharmacy, it
Mm-hmm.
will be updated in the site with the like what dosage and instruction it will be there. So just like how we see what tests we have gone through and what surgeries, all that as we see, this also will be included. That's what I thought and I wrote.
Ah, so this will be included. Now, for the user, for the user, the details flows from pharmacy,
Mhm.
and how does the pharmacy enter the details? We don't know which tool they use.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know which tool this. But for the user who comes and sees the details here, it's just a text for them, and they
Mhm.
cannot edit it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct? They
Yes. Yeah.
cannot edit it.
Yeah. They
Now we
cannot
are
edit it.
focusing on this particular tool, right? Maybe the pharmacist entering the details in a different tool, that can be a different project from where the data is flowing to this particular thing, this
Mhm.
tool. So that's the reason I thought we don't have much here.
Okay.
The data is flowing from that tool to this tool.
Okay. But
Right?
it can be considered as a story, right?
Can be considered, yeah, maybe, okay, fetching of data. Okay.
Mm.
As a patient, I want to see detailed instructions about the medicines prescribed along with the dosage. Okay. Medicines prescribed. Okay. I'll mention this. Has to be fetched from the pharmacy tool as per the patient ID, and the same has to be updated in the health management tool, right? Based on the
Yes.
patient ID, go fetch the details from the pharmacy tool, maybe database, I'll say. Fetch the details from the database and showcase it here. Medicines prescribed has to be fetched from the pharmacy tool database based on patient ID, based on the patient ID. Same has to be updated in the health management tool. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Mm,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. So again, no business rules. I don't see any business rules or anything. Acceptance criteria, basically it's like given uh, uh, given okay, I'll put the same thing. Given user is registered, no, registered to health management. Maybe we can refine. Okay, when there is a update on the medicines prescribed and doses, then the same has to be shown on the tool for the patient. The same has to be shown on the tool for the patient for reference. Does this make sense? Let's
Yeah.
try to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Given user is a registered health management tool and there is an update on the medicine prescription. Suggest the same has to be shown on the tool for the patient for reference. Yeah. This makes sense, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Right. So I'll just save this. Cool. So, yeah. So the thing is, once we know the flow, how the data is flowing and things, then we can relate better. Like, for example, when you explained that, how the details come, maybe I was able to relate. So what was lacking there? The domain knowledge. I did not have that particular domain thing, domain knowledge or how the data flows, right? That was the problem there.
Mm.
So that's how it is. When you join a different domain, maybe you'll not
Okay.
have knowledge, but when you get in touch with some SMEs, talk to them, you'll get to know. Then based on that, you can detail out the stories.
Got you.
Okay, fine. And any other stories that we want to look into? Of course, we cannot do everything.
Yeah, right.
Uh, so maybe you can take it as an assignment and just
Yeah, maybe we can try two
Yeah.
or three during the weekend and
yes, exactly.
yeah.
Give a try 2 or 3 weekend and just make a note of this ID and we'll
Mhm.
review it on Monday. That's also
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Yeah. Okay.
One
Now
thing
this
I wanted to check with you, Rajiv, sorry for interrupting.
no, go ahead, go
Like
ahead.
when the initial works of a business analyst starts, like all this we have to do, right? Like in what uh, time duration we have to complete all this? Does it
Mm.
vary with each and every
It
uh,
varies. Yeah, definitely it
yeah,
varies.
stop? Yeah.
Yeah, it varies from how tight the schedule is. Sometimes you'll
Okay.
be pushed to have everything within 15 days or so. So
Okay.
depending on the complexity of the project, depending on the clarity that we have, depending
Mhm.
on how urgently the customer needs the product, we'll be pushed
Okay.
by the project manager and other people to get things done early, right? So based
Mm-hmm.
on that, there might be urgency for sure. There might
Okay.
be urgency for sure. So yeah, you need to kind of have details as soon as possible. So when
Okay.
such urgency comes, what happens, you need not build a detailed backlog like this. You
Okay.
build a back immediately. What do you need? Immediately
Mm-hmm.
for the sprint, what do you need? You focus on that, complete it, and give it to the team. Let the team
Okay.
work on that. In the background, for the next upcoming sprints, you keep working,
Okay.
right? So that way, the team is also not blocked. The team will have work. You will be in the working in the background to get more requirements for the team to work on next sprint.
Okay.
So yeah, identify the priority items which the team
Mm-hmm.
can work on, so that something gets started, and then
Okay.
you work in the background.
Okay. So the minimum timeline is around 10 days you will have, right? Or it can vary below that
Y-
also.
You know, no, it cannot be less than that. It
Mm-hmm.
will usually be more, because it
Okay.
is really tough. Not so easy
Mm-hmm.
to identify, finalize everything in 10 days. So yeah,
Yeah.
it might be more than that. It will be more.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Right. So now what I want to show is, once you have the product backlog in the sprint planning meeting, you as a product owner, you will go through explain the team each and every user story, right? And once the team agrees, on the user stories, then what happens is the story is pulled from the product backlog to the sprint backlog. Assume I'll just take few stories and put it to the sprint backlog. Based on the planning meeting, assume this story is pulled, and the team says, hey, you know what? This is a 5 story pointer. This is a 5 story pointer. Effort needed is 5. So that is updated, and then another next story is pulled.
What does that mean? Five
The
stars.
complexity of the story. I'll come to that. I have not yet explained that.
Okay.
Uh, we will show it. Give me a minute. Mm, Yeah. So how to decide 5 story pointer is, how much of clarity do you have? How much do you know about the story? Do we have any dependencies? And how much time will it consume? Based on these three factors, we'll give story points anywhere between 1 to 8. 13 can also be given, but we avoid giving 13. 1 to anywhere between 1 to 8, we'll give the story points. And it's more on the complexity of the story. Okay. We'll go in detail on this later, but these are factors that are considered to decide the story points.
Okay.
Okay.
Clarity, dependency, time needed. These three factors. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, for now, just imagine, 5 story pointer, and maybe this will give 3 story points, and we'll pull few stories just for understanding purpose. So this is how you pull. You just drag and drop it.
Mm-hmm.
You just drag and drop. Okay. Now I'll just make this 5 for reference. I will make this 2. Now if you see here, we have 25 story points we have picked. It says not started because it's all in to-do state. Okay.
Okay.
Before the sprint starts, everything will be in to-do state. And of course, this has to be it's unassigned. This has to be assigned again. So I'll just click on this. For reference purpose, I'll now assign to one of you. Yeah, the assignments is also done. So once this is there, things are there. Once the team feels okay, we can work, where the team can work 25 story points, not more than that. Then we'll be stop picking up more stories, and then the sprint is started. How to start a sprint? This is how you have start a sprint. Usually, sprint is started by the Scrum Master. We need not worry about that. Okay, sprint name is Heal Sprint 1. That is, Heal is a short form of
And when
health
is it?
management. custom start date is this today, end date is 14th, and the sprint goal has to be mentioned. Sprint goal has to be derived from the by working with the complete team. So what is sprint goal? Sprint goal is short 1 or 2 sentences about the work that is being done on the sprint. If you see this, create username, password, validate email address, phone number, enter additional details, validate username, password. So this is more on the registration and login.
Registration.
Yeah. So I'll just write the goal of the sprint is to complete registration and and start with login field, right? At a high level, there's a goal. If the management asks, anyone can say that, hey, in this sprint we are completing the registration and we have just started off with the login module, right? Simple. So once the goal is entered, we start the sprint. Once you start the sprint, you see in the board. So this is your backlog. The sprint is started. This is how your backlog looks, and your board looks like this. This is how the board looks, which will be
Mm-hmm.
run through in the everyday stand-up meeting. Right now, I don't want to do like this. I want to group by name assigning. Yeah. So Ami has two, Pearl has two, Pooja has two. So this is how it is done. Yeah. So in the daily stand-up meeting, we can go one by one. Like Ami gives an update first, and then Pearl, and then Pooja. So in this order, we can go. Make sense? This is how your board looks now.
Okay.
And this board progress would be taken into consideration every day. Like assume Ami starts this today. Now we have one story in development, and Pearl starts this today, right? And there's a you just drag and drop things. Once development is complete, you push it to testing and then done. Right? What changes happens here when you do this change? Drag and drop. If you see here, now just 12 story points are not started. 13 story points are started because three of them I just changed the status, right? So it is in
Mhm.
development in progress. So this keeps moving until the end of the sprint. By the end of the sprint, everything should be in done state. Okay,
Okay.
everything should be in done state, and then we can close the sprint. That's how sprint works. The last day of the sprint, the Scrum Master can do the complete sprint action. Okay.
So for this 15 days, we just need to work on this 6 things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on the team capacity, it will be assigned. If the team capacity is more, of course, you can take more stories.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how it is. Or it can also be small stories picked up more. Like for example, usually in my sprint, I pick up around 35 to 40 stories. So yeah, team is also big, of course. Team is also big, but we pick around 35 to 40 stories. So yeah, that's how it will be based on the team size and how granular the stories are broken down to. We pick up more items.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Okay. Fine.
So
Okay.
Rajiv,
So
like during the sprint, everything will be done in like, is there any possibilities if anything is incomplete, then what
uh,
happens?
so when anything is incomplete,
Okay.
while you're closing the sprint on the last day of the sprint,
Okay.
you'll get an option. Hey, look, these are the items that are not completed. Do you want to
Mm-hmm.
carry forward to the next sprint? If you give an
Okay.
yes, it will be automatically going to the next sprint. It
Okay.
will be automatically going to the next sprint. Else, it will go to the backlog. From backlog, you can pull it to the next sprint again.
Okay.
It's a common thing. Usually, stories will spill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's how it is. Okay,
Yeah.
any other questions here?
No.
Okay. Okay, so this is all on the Jira tool. Now, I just want to check. Did you guys explore on the Confluence more? Tried the templates that's there, played around.
No, no. We can
Is
do in
it
a
possible?
weekend because we didn't get a chance during
Sorry.
these days. So we can, I
Okay,
can, we can try in a weekend.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
yeah.
too. Yeah.
There are a lot of things on Confluence. Just make use of that. You'll get a lot of. Frankly speaking, when you go through it, you might get a
Hmm.
lot of questions. So bring those
Okay,
questions to me. We'll
Okay.
discuss more. Okay.
sure.
So the more you try to go through things, the more questions you get, the more we discuss. That's the intention. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Just go through the templates. A lot of templates which are useful, like 5 eye analysis, the brainstorming ones,
So these
a lot of things.
templates are used by whom?
Yeah, you can also filter out that. Like for example, assume a designer can use these 12 templates that are
Okay,
mentioned here. For you, uh, yeah, product management. Select the product management one,
okay,
right? So yeah, competitive analysis, MVP ideation, project kickoff, smart goals, all these things you can use. So yeah, it's actually divided or categorized. For personal use, there are 10. One-to-one meeting, out of office team notification, quarterly check-in if you want to manage a to-do list, transition plan if you are leaving the organization, then you want to transition things, no? You want to create user manual. Yeah, all these things are there. Okay,
yeah,
fine. Just go through this. The more you
okay,
go through, the better. Okay. What else is there now?
yeah, sure.
Re- yeah, reports. So once the sprint starts, there will be a couple of reports that will be generated. Burn down chart, burn up chart. I have not explained this. Maybe in the next class I'll explain. Okay, when I explain it in the next class, I'll show how it goes. Okay, how it
Sure.
works. So, but you again, you should have an eye on burn down chart, burn up chart, and velocity chart. Of course, it's more of a headache for the Scrum Master, but still, you as a product owner, it's good to have an eye on these three things: burn down, burn up, and velocity. Okay, these three
Okay.
charts. Just keep in mind, and yeah, of course, you might have interview questions on these also. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's on Jira mostly. So yeah, explore more, write more stories, and explore Confluence. We'll discuss more on Monday. Is that fine?
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
sure.
Any other things to discuss on before we close for today? I see MA has not joined
No.
today, so
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
okay. Okay, then we'll catch up on Monday. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure,
Yeah,
Raj.
thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Happy weekend. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.